Venerable Bhikkhuni Zhang of Taiwan. Born in 1922, the Most Venerable Bhikkhuni Zhang is as stable as a mountain, and she has continued her practice for 70 years. Many years ago, Buddhism was a practice at home, and the girls who led the practice were called Zaigu. During World War II and the Japanese occupation of Taiwan, she studied at Baoju Temple Buddhist College in Taichung. In 1951, she became a Buddhist monastic, and in 1953 received higher ordination. In 1951, the Most Venerable Bhikkhuni Zhang was appointed as the supervisor of Mingshan Temple. By 1976, its abbess and currently an instructor there. In 1979, she transformed the small earthquake-damaged wooden temple into a 6-story concrete building with a kindergarten, library, lecture hall, guest rooms, and meditation hall. In 1999, when an earthquake struck again, she states, "I continued to ring the temple bell each day." For decades, the Most Venerable Bhikkhuni Zhang has led 7-day Amitabha retreats, summer camps for children, promoted cultural education, flower arrangement classes, and cooperated with the government and religious circles in charity work, including donating a firefighting and disaster relief vehicle to the Taichung Fire Department, disaster relief in Japan in 2011, food stocks to the correctional facility, rice to children's foundations, funds to the Taichung Social Services Office, as well as funds to schools for music, sports events, and anniversary celebrations. The Most Venerable Bhikkhuni Zhang her integrity, stability, and maturity are an inspiration to all. Chanyanat Sanpakdi Thai of Cambodia and Thailand. Chanyanat Sanpakdi Thai was born in Cambodia with the name of Jia Li. She lived through the Cambodian Civil War and experienced, as many females, the consequences thereof. Her clearest memory is of being taken across a river into Thailand. She was fortunate to eventually have been rescued and taken to the first women and children shelter in Southeastern Asia, the Association for the Promotion of the Status of Women. Here her life began a wonderful journey of transformation. The director, Venerable Mechi Kuning Kanitawa Chencharon, accepted the young woman as her personal attendant. The master gave her the nickname Sao. Her teacher taught her Thai language, mathematics, English, and the norms of Thai society. Sao, through the assistance of the master, attended and graduated from the Technical College of Chao Phraya in the accounting department. It was Sao who the master selected as she neared death. Sao met her every need until her final breath. The master ensured Sao's employment and gave her a position as an accountant in the office of the women's shelter, which she has held respectfully for 21 years. Sao began to experience herself and her life differently. She participated in the Landmark Forum and several courses offered by Landmark Education as a gift from the master's family. Sao learned about forgiveness and loving kindness towards others from the master. She learned to forgive others with whom we work and to help others who come to us in need. Sao contemplated raising a child, so while traveling in Laos with her husband, she met one of his cousins who had been raped and was contemplating an abortion. Aware of the dangers of such a decision in a lesser developed country, Sao offered to send the woman money each month to take care of her health and that of the baby. She promised to pay for all the expenses of the childbirth and to receive the infant. She kept her promise. Before, she thought of her teacher and her heart would be filled with joy. Now she plays with her child and her heart is filled with joy. Every time she goes to Cambodia or Laos, she brings things to distribute to children in the villages and says that the people in Laos are in greater poverty than in Cambodia. Sao, knowing that Cambodia in the past had bhikkhunis, she decided to take a stand for Thai women who are denied their religious freedom. So she said to herself, "I will send women who want to ordain as bhikkhunis to Cambodia to ordain." And she has also kept this promise. Now there is a Theravada bhikkhuni lineage with roots from Cambodia thanks to Sao. Her teacher saw her potential, and Sao gives back lovingly to Cambodian, Thai, and Laotian people. She says, Since I was born, I have wanted to help others. I have my physical body and wisdom, so I will help others. Shi of Taiwan. Bhikkhuni Shi was born in 1955 and has been a monastic for 44 years. She holds a BA in history from Tonghai University and an MA in Buddhist research from Huafan University. Since 2013, she has been the abbess of Xinchi Temple. She serves in leadership roles in the Taiwan Buddhist Association, the Chinese Buddhist Bhikkhuni Association, and is the founder of the Taiwan Xinchi Lotus Merit Association. Through her foundation, she has empowered countless beings in need: Ukrainians with medical assistance in 2021, African children with food and accommodations, Turks host earthquake with material and financial aid, typhoon survivors with relief services, persons in distress with financial assistance, and students with college scholarships. For 30 years, she has published the quarterly magazine of the Taiwan Xinchi Lotus Merit Association, organized Buddhist camps, given Dhamma teachings, offered counseling, coordinated orchestral performances, and trained volunteers, 358 in total, and volunteer group leaders to practice the compassion and loving kindness of Buddhism. Venerable Bhikkhuni Abhinanda Riditotui Mahateri of Sri Lanka. Born in 1940, she became an 8-precept nun in 1958, a 10-precept Silamata in 1968, a seminary in 1998, and a bhikkhuni in 2000 at Fo Guang Chan. In 1969, she founded Sri Sunanda Ramayaya Temple in Althea. At that time, there were only 3 seminary with her. Now there are 10 fully ordained bhikkhunis living with her and a network of 40 bhikkhuni temples all over Sri Lanka developed through her guidance. She has been a monastic for 66 years, and a total of 100 nuns receive advice from her. She is a very kind and compassionate bhikkhuni. Also, she is a meditative bhikkhuni. Currently, at the age of 84, she is the advisor of the International Bhikkhuni Association of Nugala Galigamuwa, Sri Lanka. Leon of Austria. Ursula Leon is described as one of the pioneers of yoga and Buddhism in the West and is considered to be one of the leading Western Dhamma teachers. Ursula Leon as a youth lived through World War II in Germany. She studied nursing and later trained in massage. From 1952 to 1964, she lived in Sao Paulo, Brazil, where she married Austrian-American lawyer Jess Leon. She had 2 daughters and used natural birthing methods. This sparked her interest in natural healing methods. Her joy of movement brought her to yoga. While in Brazil, she also came into contact with Buddhism. Since the early 1960s, Ursula Leon has been teaching autogenic training developed by German psychiatrist Johannes Heinrich Schultz. This practice involves 3 15-minute sessions per day in relaxation techniques. Upon her return to Germany, she began teaching yoga. In 1980, she followed her husband to Vienna, Austria, where she has lived ever since and taught at the Buddhist Center. In 1985, she took a course with Ayakema, who had studied and ordained in Sri Lanka. Ursula Leon became a student of Ayakema until her teacher's death in 1997. She was authorized to teach by Ayakema. Thus, Ursula Leon began integrating autogenic training, yoga, and vipassana meditation. She was undeterred by the skepticism of both her yoga colleagues and those responsible for Buddhist associations. Her integration of these practices is why, throughout German-speaking countries and Northern European countries today, yoga and meditation are equal parts on the same path of practice. Ursula Leon established, along with her husband, Buddhist centers in both Vienna and Schibitz, Austria. She also established the Vienna Peace Pagoda, the Austrian Buddhist Religious Society, and was involved in the creation of numerous other groups and centers, including founder and leader of the Ginkgo Sangha and Sampada Sangha, the Theravada School in Vienna, Buddha House Association, Association of Buddhism in the West, and Kirkberg am Wischl Monastery. Her efforts led to Buddhism receiving state recognition in Austria. Her publications on Buddhism include Rituals for the Whole Life, Buddhist Inspired, Light on Your Path, Anti-Stress Training, and Touched by Buddha. Venerable Bhikkhuni Gwangyong of South Korea, President of the Korean Bhikkhuni Association of the Jogye Order of Korean Buddhism. Most Venerable Bhikkhuni Gwangyong was born in 1953 and began her monastic life in 1972 at Buchon Solimsa Temple under the guidance of Venerable Bhikkhuni Jian. In 1979, she received full Bhikkhuni ordination. Throughout her 50 years of dedicated practice, she has used her time effectively. In 1979, she graduated from Bong Yongsa Monastic College. She earned her BA and MA in Buddhism from Dongguk University in 1992 and 2007, respectively. Then she took graduate training in psychology from 2008 to 11 and obtained qualifications as a psychological counselor. From 2013 to 15, she served as the director of the Buddhist Counseling Institute affiliated with the Department of Propagation of the Jogye Order of Korean Buddhism. From 2016 to present, she has served as the director of the Bong Yongsa Mo Yom Buddhist Cultural Foundation. From 2019 to 2023, she served as the vice president of the 12th Korean Bhikkhuni Association, and in 2023 was inaugurated as the 13th president. In 1994, Most Venerable Bhikkhuni Gwangyong opened the Da Lim Dharma Center in Yongdong-pu, Seoul, the capital of South Korea, in an effort to provide a new practice space for urban dwellers. In 1999, she founded Song Nimsa in Mapokyo, Seoul, and served in community outreach as the president of the Mapokyo Buddhist Union. In 2018, she established the first Buddhist mindfulness group, Bo Sim Ho, for civil servants who worked at Mapokyo office. In addition, the Most Venerable Bhikkhuni Gwangyong served as the director of a suicide prevention center and a psychological counseling center. She extended services to civil servants, visited military bases, correctional facilities, and contributed to psychological healing through missionary counseling. In 2011, she received the Merit Award from the Buddhist Counseling Development Institute, affiliated with the Department Department of Propagation of the Jogye Order of Korean Buddhism. In 2019, she received commendation in the field of culture and arts from the district head of Mapo-gyo, Seoul. In 2020, the Mapo police station presented her with a letter of appreciation, and Dongguk University presented her with the CEO Merit Award. Most Venerable Bhikkhuni Gwangyong integrated Buddhism and psychology for the benefit of humanity. She is a great blessing to the Triple Gems. Bhikkhuni Gautami of Bangladesh. Bhikkhuni Gautami is the head of the Bhikkhuni Sangha of Bangladesh. She has led 10-day Vipassana meditation retreats for 25 years. She has taught more than 300 retreats. In 2011 in Bodh Gaya, India, the Bangladesh Seminary Sangha, BSS, began with 5 women. By 2013, it had 13 female monastics. In 2016, 5 of these women traveled to ordain in Sri Lanka. Thus, the Bangladesh Bhikkhuni Sangha arose, along with a meditation center. Currently, there are 20 female monastics, 10 bhikkhunis, and 10 seminaries, who are quite happy to be monastics. Bhikkhuni Gautami has a dream of creating a women's dormitory so that other women may ordain. Bhikkhuni Gautami helps neglected women develop themselves, maintains Buddhism as an option for Bangladeshis, employs Buddhism to improve women's lives, and assists poor girls with academic and meditation training. Dr. Bunrung Bunpanya of Thailand. Mechi Bunrung Bunpanya was born in Buriram, Thailand in 1956. At the age of 20, she became a Mechi, an 8-precept nun. In 1994, she donated 15 rai of land to the Thai Mechi Institute so that together they could build a temple for women in Buriram. She is a scholar of Pali and Abhitam and has enjoyed conducting research with the Bodhisattva University on field excursions to Laos and Cambodia. She has also participated in international ceremonial readings of the entire Buddhist canon over a period of days continuously in India, more than 20 times, and also in Sri Lanka and Myanmar. Mechi Bunrung specializes in organizational development and personnel management as coordinator of Mechis in the northeastern region of Thailand, head nun of Mahathat Temple in Bangkok, and president of the Thai Mechi Institute. Of Malaysia. Bhikkhuni Sikchuan Wen is the advisor to the Young Buddhist Association of Malaysia. She made a vow in 1984 to renounce and ordain when she heard Taiwanese master Hong Yin state, Malaysia should train local Dharma propagators and cannot rely on external forces for an extended time. In 1985, she went to Taiwan to study at Fo Guang Shan Buddhist College and graduated in 1988. She then became the abbess of Ho Beng Buddhist Temple in Kuala Lumpur. Throughout the years, she has organized countless Dhamma camps, Dhamma talks, meditation retreats, tea ceremonies, theatrical performances, creative dance expression, Buddhist concerts, sutra writing, moon bathing, evening walking meditation, exercise and forest bathing, daytime forest walking meditation. Her online, in-person meditation retreats reach 1,000 people. In addition, she established the publication Dharma Do and published the Confessions of Death Row Prisoners. Bhikkhuni Sik Chuan Wen promotes Bhikkhuni laity integrity and organizational ethics. She has led her spiritual community nobly throughout the decades and through the COVID pandemic with creativity, inspiring Malaysian Buddhists and propagating the Dhamma. She is also the advisor to numerous Buddhist organizations in Malaysia. Bhikkhuni Sik Chuan Wen deeply understands and appreciates the great vows of Samantabhadra Bodhisattva. Ching Wee Yap of Singapore. Ching Wee Yap experienced gender discrimination as a child. This influenced her decision to become a social worker and volunteer in the feminist organization AWARE. While she studied for her master's degree in social policy at the London School of Economics, Ching Wee saw the limits of social work and social policy in reducing sentient beings' suffering. Then, upon comprehending the teaching of Master Yin Shun, that even if a country is well ruled, it will become chaotic as conditions changed, she realized that the Bodhisattva path is her true life goal. Ching Wee started learning Dhamma seriously and found affinity with the Amitabha Pure Land practice. In 2002, she founded the youth ministry to train Buddhist youth leaders at Kongmeng Sanpor Karksi Monastery. She also trained leaders from the Buddhist societies of tertiary institutions and other Buddhist youth groups. With this strong sense of community, many youth became spiritual friends, Kalyanamitas, and are now working together leading Buddhist organizations. In 2006, Ching Wee mentored Buddhist youth leaders to promote compassion with a nationwide Wesak event under the auspices of the Singaporean Buddhist Federation. Thus, she partnered with Singapore's largest grassroots organization. Singaporeans from all faiths folded more than 2 million paper lotuses for national and world peace. Everyone was folding paper lotuses in the neighborhood shops, places of worship, schools, hospitals, and even the prison. With a group of professionals, Ching Wee continued to address the gap in the Buddhist community by founding the Buddhist Youth Network in 2010. From 2016, the Buddhist Youth Network collaborated with fellow Buddhist organizations to inaugurate the annual Singaporean Buddhist Youth Day, a day for youth to serve society and practice the Dharma together. It became a platform for youth to develop their talents in leadership. As they were concerned with social issues, Ching Wee mentored them to organize Chinese New Year celebrations for vulnerable migrant domestic workers and organized talks to understand the LGBTQIA+ community. Ching Wee also had the opportunity to train youth leaders around the world at international youth exchanges. During the COVID pandemic, Ching Wee was asked to form a team of social workers to serve the elderly Buddhist monastics. Aranya Sanghadana Fellowship was established in 2020 and now serves more than 80 Buddhist monastics who mostly live in the community. As Aranya's social worker, Ching Wee now looks after the elderly bhikkhunis with regular visits to hospitals and their viharas. In her 30-year career, Ching Wee has always focused on empowering women. Her heart sank when her own mother felt that bringing up 3 daughters was just her duty rather than an achievement. To honor her mother's legacy, she founded the Life Story Workshop in 2017 for the older generation to write and celebrate their lives. More than 150 elderly, mostly women, have now written their own life storybooks. Since it is so important to support the elderly with the Dharma in the last stage of life, Venerable Bhikkhuni Fa and Qinghui launched a Buddhist version in 2023 called Dharma Joy in the Golden Years. Qinghui is deeply humbled to receive this award, and she dedicates her merits to the Triple Gem, her parents, her family, her teachers, Kalyanamitas, and all sentient beings. May all beings be free of suffering and have favorable conditions to attain liberation. Amitofo. Bhikkhuni Dhammakema of Thailand. Bhikkhuni Dhammakema is 58 years old. She decided to ordain as she experienced faith arise from her practice of keeping precepts. She became a seminary at Nirotaram Temple in Chiang Mai and a bhikkhuni in Sri Lanka. She established a temple in Khon Kaen, Thailand called Siddha Aram. She named the temple after her mother, Siddha. She teaches Anapanasati breath meditation, mindfulness practice of the 4 positions, Mahasatipatthana Sutta, the Buddhist canon, and organizes seminary ordination ceremonies at her temple. Venerable Bhikkhuni Dhammawati Guruma of Nepal. The Most Venerable Bhikkhuni Dhammawati Guruma was born in 1934 as Ganesh Kumari Shakya, and with such a surname, she transformed Buddhism in Nepal for women. At the age of 14, she journeyed across Nepal, northern India of Assam, Bangladesh, India again, and into Myanmar through the jungles to study Buddhism. She studied for 13 years, became friends with Aung San Suu Kyi, and returned with Theravada Buddhist academic honors to Nepal. In 1963, a Burmese monk wrote a book about her adventure, which has traversed several languages to date. She is notably respected in Nepal and worldwide for her pioneering efforts. She created a revolution by building the first women's temple, Dharmakirti Vihara, in Kathmandu, and setting up a dynamic learning center. Rather than emphasizing rituals and prayers, she inspired young women to become nuns and sent them abroad to study in Myanmar, Thailand, Sri Lanka, and Taiwan, and helped them to establish a network of 6 temples for nuns upon their return. She empowered adult Nepalese women to become literate. She published more than 300 booklets in different languages, a monthly magazine which she began in 1972 and continues till today, and wrote or translated more than 50 books. During the COVID lockdown, she initiated online Dhamma teachings by young nuns. In 1988 in Los Angeles, she took Bhikshuni ordination, thus uplifting the role and status of Buddhist women in Nepal as its first Bhikkhuni. Venerable Bhikkhuni Jian of Taiwan. Most Venerable Bhikkhuni Jian was born on March 3, 1935. She has been ordained for more than 70 years and a Buddhist scholar for decades. At the age of 9, she followed her mother to Lingshan Temple in Qingtong Lin, Wufeng Township, where Master Pu Guan led her in meditation practice. In 1955, at the age of 20, she immediately went to Keelong Lingquan Temple to seek triple platform precept ordination. After returning to her temple, she studied with Master Li Bingnan. She also traveled with her mother to study at the Buddhist Lotus Society in Taichung with Master Pu Shi. In 1961, Bhikkhuni Jian studied Buddhism at the Lingshan Academy attached to Lingshan Temple in Taichung City. In 1977, upon the passing away of Master Pu Shan in Lingshan Temple of Wufeng Township, Taichung County, the resident public recommended her to succeed as the third abbess of Lingshan Temple, where she remains today. Her exemplary positions include Executive Director and also Director of the Chinese Buddhist Bhikkhuni Association, Honorary Chairperson of the Greater Taichung Buddhist Association, Executive Director, Director of the Buddhist Association of China, Executive Director of the Taiwan Buddhist Federation. In 1981, at the request of Master Pu Jian, she became the abbess of Qingyun Temple in Changhua. In 2006, ordaining master at Xindian Zulin Temple, ordaining master in Taiwan, China, Tianning Temple, and South Korea, Jiming Temple. Most Venerable Bhikkhuni Jian is a refuge for many and has offered disaster relief in Taiwan and abroad in China and Turkey. She performs social charity relief work as well for the Aboriginal people all year long, food banks, and supports the Taichung City Social Affairs Bureau. Her Buddhist cultural and educational services inside and outside of the classroom have included chanting and meditation meetings year-round, imparting bodhisattva precepts to laity, and Buddha recitations. Bhikkhuni Marmasara of Thailand. Bhikkhuni Marmasara holds a BA in Liberal Arts from Sukhothai Thammathirat University. She studied at Buddha Dhamma Satri Temple in Sakon Nakhon, Thailand. She ordained in Cambodia as a bhikkhuni. She joined the Dhammayatra journey along with bhikkhus in 2023. They began in Chiang Mai. She walked 659 kilometers. She walked the entire Dhamma journey. Then they flew to Nepal and walked from Nepal to India about 300 more kilometers. She went to the holy sites of India and World Heritage Sites. Dr. Bik Lien of the United States of America. Bhikkhuni Dr. Bích Lieng is diligent and brilliant. She was born in Phu Quoc Island, Vietnam, and came to the USA as a child. She established herself with dignity and beauty. She began to share her cultural pride in 1986 in Kansas and won the traditional Vietnamese dress award. By 2012, she won the USA Miss Asia International Competition, honoring the beauty, talent, wisdom, and traditional cultural values of thousands of competitors from 58 countries. During this period, she created international cosmetics companies, EV Princess, BL Miracle, and Herbs EV, with distribution to 15 nations, as well as beauty salons. Her diligence as a woman entrepreneur earned her the respect of American presidents. George W. Bush and Barack Obama both invited her to events at the White House. Next, she established the Bích Lieng Charity Foundation to empower Vietnamese people in both the USA and Vietnam who are facing hunger, poverty, or difficulties. At the pinnacle, she could see far and wide, and decided in February of 2015 to go forth as a Buddhist monastic. She noted on that day, "All the glories of the world cannot compare to the wonderful Dharma, which uniquely brings true happiness to our lives." Bhikkhuni Dr. Bích Lieng departed for Sri Lanka to continue her education, and after 4 years of arduous doctoral studies, she was granted her PhD in Buddhism, the first Vietnamese American and the first Bhikkhuni on the island of Sri Lanka to do so. She is the founder of the Lotus International Meditation Center in Southern California and the senior advisor and Director of International Affairs at Min Dang Quang Temple in Los Angeles, California. She established and serves as the President and Director of the International Buddhist Bhikkhuni Congregation. Regardless of race or nationality, she created the possibility of connecting young nuns around the world with each other so that they may listen to each other and share about monastic life. It convened its first meeting in 2020. Her last wish is to continue her business success in order to support non-profit community events. Bhikkhuni Dr. Bích Lieng walks along the Bodhisattva path. Dr. Ching Chin Lin Wang of Taiwan. Balance, strength of character, and passion aptly describe Dr. Ching Chin Lin Wang's approach to life, Chinese medicine, and Buddhism. From her youth in the vibrant city of Taichung to her intrigue with Chinese medicine, her academic diligence, and inspiration from her parents, she has proudly reached many milestones in life, climbing higher and higher to meet new vistas. Dr. Ching Chin's view of Buddhism as teaching us to be compassionate, to help others, and to strive for spiritual elevation guide her. Throughout her medical practice, she has come to realize the profound responsibility that doctors bear for their patients. She always adheres to the principle of putting patients first and striving to provide the highest quality medical care. Dr. Ching Lin Wang's love of Chinese medicine and expertise in acupuncture, her commitment over nearly 50 years has healed and relieved the suffering of innumerable human beings. Also, her professional and personal commitment to exercise, swimming, and vegetarian diet over decades are an inspiration for all for good health. As director of the Da Hui Traditional Chinese Medicine Clinic in Hsinchu City and for service to Buddhist monastics and humanity, we thank you. Dr. Sri Sudha Tuan Sambun of Thailand. Meiji Dr. Sri Sudha Tuan Sambun cares about women, children, and families. This is her practice. She happily leads workshops for pregnant women, families, and children. She teaches about maintaining precepts, concentration, wisdom, and mindfulness in daily life. She creates the space for them to view challenges and the root causes while having loving kindness and mutual understanding for oneself and the other. Forgiveness, wholeness, and peace in life are the gifts she teaches people. She coordinates with the public health clinic system in Nakhon Rajasima, Chayapum, Buriram, Nakhon Sawan, and Surin to create annual workshops in these provinces. She teaches pregnant women the importance of stable emotions for the happiness of the fetus, breath work, and parental sharing of challenges together in her presence for brainstorming. She encourages pregnant women to go to sleep by telling the fetus a story, soft music, or listening to chanting to stimulate healthy brain cell development. Families do art therapy together, and they are taught mindfulness in standing, sitting, walking, and sleeping positions. She quotes Meiji Sansani, "Mothers create the world. How the mother is, the child is. How the child is, the world is." Dr. Sirigarn Techa Apichok of Thailand. The Divine Feminine has been a captivating interest of Dr. Sirigarn since her youth. She excels in various fields, indicating her vast curiosity of life and knowledge. She is a lawyer and public administrator by training with geographic planning expertise. Her training led her to organizational development, personnel development, and leadership as a governing officer in Bangkok. Her expertise as Chief of Training Development and International Affairs began to broaden her horizons. With her rootedness in Thai Theravada Buddhism, she confidently began the inward journey of exploring Hinduism in India with great masters. She also excelled here and earned a Doctor of Physiology in Arya Yoga. Her inner explorations led her to landmark education too. Dr. Sirigan is a soul seeker and comprehends the divine feminine in herself and other women as it authentically expresses itself. She is the founder and executive director of the I Heal Institute of Holistic Healing and Eastern Wisdom, the Institute of the International Mind and Sciences Academy, and owner of Arya Punya Ashram of traditional Thai cannabis and medicines. Bhikkhuni Jian of Taiwan. Venerable Bhikkhuni Jian was born in 1940. Her father's generosity and inclusive nature towards others as a district leader deeply impressed her, and she followed in his footsteps through great generosity towards numerous Buddhist organizations and national leadership of inclusivity for all groups into her heart. Another influential component of her youth began in 1956 when she joined Jian College Women's Dhamma Propagation Group, where she trained as a Dhamma teacher. Here she could integrate her love of Buddhist chanting, singing, and drumming. She joined her community as a Dhamma teacher, a joyous calling for decades. In 1974, she established the Chi De practice group, and by 1980, she founded Chi De Buddhist Hall, which has continued for 44 years. All donations collected at her Buddhist Hall are channeled to support educational, cultural, and social welfare activities organized by other Buddhist organizations and assisting them in building their new temples, as well as assisting people in need of help who come to the Buddhist Hall. In 2006, she accepted further leadership by receiving Bhikshuni ordination and also the directorship of Chuang University. Venerable Bhikkhuni Jian knows that life is only one breath moment. She also knows that material resources cannot follow one to the next life. Kain Hininwai of Myanmar. Kain Hininwai was born on March 14, 1981. At the age of 18, she began her career as a model and actress. Today, she is one of the most successful cinematic actresses in Myanmar. In 2014, she founded the Kain Hininwai Foundation. She cares for children in their earliest years of life. She is an advocate for victims of child rape. She directed and financed a film entitled Help Them to bring light onto child sex trafficking. She is also an ambassador for United Act, an educational drama troupe focused on preventing child sex trafficking. She established a charitable cafe in Yangon for the LGBTQ+ community, with 50% of the profits dedicated to supporting the foundation. In 2023, she was named to the BBC's 100 Women list. The Kain Hininwai Foundation supports orphanages, flood victims, and women in need. shepherd of Switzerland. Born in 1952 in rural Switzerland, she lost her paternal grandmother and father within a year. Her mother and maternal grandmother raised her and her other 4 siblings. Thus, as a child, she wondered about the absolute nature of life. She studied English in Oxford and journeyed to the USA to work as a nanny for an affluent family in the USA. While traveling on holiday, she visited a Quaker college in North Carolina and attended a lecture on Zen meditation. Her meditation experience felt long familiar. She returned to Switzerland and studied Christian theology. When she was near graduation, her university instructor, a Christian father, invited her to go to Japan to meet his Zen master. She remained in Japan and studied Buddhism with Yamada Kwan Roshi. She completed her koan training in the Sanbo Zen Sangha and studied traditional sumi brush painting with Ms. Kazuko Nimura. While in Japan, she met her husband, bore 3 of her 4 children there, and returned to Switzerland to teach sumi brush painting and write in German Zen in the Art of Brush Painting in 2005 and Handbook of Far Eastern Brush Painting in 2006. Fortunately, her teacher, Ms. Kazuko, enjoyed viewing these books before passing away shortly thereafter. Katharina always combines brush painting with periods of Zen meditation. During the COVID lockdown, she and her husband began offering daily Zazen practice each morning, and some 40 people from Switzerland, Germany, England, and the Philippines have met online each morning since. Venerable Dr. Puja Dabral of India. Venerable Dr. Puja Dabral is an assistant professor at the School of Buddhist Studies, Philosophy and Comparative Religion, as well as the School of Language, Literature and Philosophy of Nalanda University. She gained her PhD degree from the University of Delhi. Her doctoral thesis is entitled Arya Nagarjuna's Philosophy of Emptiness in Je Song Khampa's Exposition, Descent in 2 Prolific period. With a research focus on the Madhyamaka philosophy and Buddhist psychology, she has published papers on the themes of emptiness, shunyata, mind, and cognition in Buddhist psychology, form and substance in Buddhist philosophy. She has also collaborated to produce publications for Tibet House, Delhi, such as The Blaze of Non-Dual Bodhicitta and Buddhist Psychology. Venerable Dr. Puja has experienced convening numerous national and international conferences. She has also presented papers in them on a variety of topics, including the practice of emptiness, non-locality and individuation in Buddhist philosophy, Buddhist perspectives on matter and particles, Vijnanavada tradition, and the mind of Bodhicitta and Tathagata Garbha in Mahayana tradition. Prior to joining Nalanda University, Venerable Dr. Puja served as assistant professor at the Department of Buddhist and Tibetan Studies, Namgyal Institute of Tibetology, affiliated with Sikkim Central University, Sikkim, from 2019 to 2023. As a founding faculty member, she helped set up the MA program at NIT, including establishing and developing the entire curriculum, grading system, syllabus structure, and supplementary readings. She has supervised numerous MA dissertations and has been a member of the Research Advisory Committee for PhD theses. She specializes in teaching Madhyamaka philosophy, Buddhist psychology, and Mahayana tradition and practice. Venerable Dr. Puja Dabral is proficient in Tibetan and German and has experience of teaching the latter for many years at the University of Delhi and other institutes. Bhikkhuni Sumangala of Malaysia. Venerable Bhikkhuni Sumangala holds a BA in psychology, an MA in industrial and organizational psychology, and an MA in Buddhist philosophy. Born on December 25, 1966, she was a happy and energetic child. During her youth, her cousin as well as a schoolmate passed away. Thus she wondered about the meaning of life. By 19, she saw people meditating with a monastic, and her search deepened by continued study with teachers thereafter. In 2004, inspired by the late Venerable K. Sri Dhammananda Nayaka Mahathera, she decided to start a Bhikkhuni training center to complete the fourfold assembly for Theravadan practice: Bhikkhu, Bhikkhuni, Upasaka, and Upasika. In 2005, she became an Anagarika. In 2015, she took Bhikkhuni ordination in Indonesia at its first such activity. In the same year, she pioneered the formation and registration of Arya Vihara, Malaysia's first Theravada Bhikkhuni nunnery and Dhamma training center. In 2019, she received government-allocated land to begin the project, with construction to commence in mid-2024. From 2014 to 2023, she inspired 6 short-term Theravada seminaries, the first 3 Cambodian seminaries to go forth for good, and assisted more than 50 Bhikkhunis in ordinations in Bodh Gaya, India. Bhikkhuni Sumangala lives skillfully by the Dhamma. Graf of Germany. Saskia Graf, German Dhamma teacher, carries a striving for greater justice, freedom, equal opportunities for all regardless of gender, and a more compassionate society. In kindergarten, she questioned the unequal treatment and status of girls and boys. In primary school, she questioned the omnipotent concept of a God who allowed inequalities. By college, she began to philosophically align with evolutionary humanism and preferential utilitarianism. Then she began to study Buddhist philosophy and realized how similar these Western and Eastern wisdom teachings are. Saskia Graf entered the workforce in international business administration for large engineering companies, and the prejudices against women arose again strongly. Then serious illness and disability began to increasingly rob her of her strength and life energy. Saskia continued to meditate, explore Buddhist philosophy, and seek. She traveled to Myanmar and immersed herself in kind-hearted Buddhist social work activities. Her life took a new direction. Currently, she lives in the Zen monastic community of Stiftung Filzentner in Switzerland, where gender equality is a standard. She designs and facilitates online Dharma courses, discussion groups, literature circles, meditations, and retreats. She has also translated several Dharma books into German and empowered women worldwide. She has a heartfelt commitment to projects empowering women and girls. Dr. Subin Ponlamai of Thailand. Meiji Dr. Subin Ponlamai was born in Surin, Thailand in 1963. At the age of 19, she became an 8-precept white-robed nun. She has focused her career on 4 areas: Dhamma teachings for women in Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, Malaysia, and India, participation in Buddhist canon ceremonial readings in India, establishment of the Bodhisavika Institute, where she now serves as president, and maintenance of the Thai Meiji Institute office of Surin, located at Jong Surin Temple. From her office and with her colleagues, she has supervised and empowered Meichis throughout Surin province as their leader. She enjoys attending international Buddhist gatherings of Bodhisattva University and Sakidita International. Zhao Zhu-pen of Taiwan. Zhao Zhu-pen was born in 1955 into an agricultural family with a strict father and a kind-hearted mother. From these humble roots, she built an industrial empire spanning Taiwan and China and back to Taiwan again to emphasize Made in Taiwan. In 2020, she received the 7th Dun & Bradstreet Top 1000 Elite SME Award. Her guiding refuge throughout this period, her Buddhist teachers, Venerable Zheng Miao, also the abbot of Jian Temple, and Most Venerable Bhikkhuni Hong An, who appeared to her as winter sunshine, a gentle mother who warms her heart. Zhao Zhu-pen cherishes nectar-like Dhamma, the right path, and the triple gems. Her faith led her to offer charity for disaster relief, the impoverished, education for students, temple construction, and even a dragon art pillar at the Dacian Temple. She constantly reminds herself that she is a disciple of the Buddha and maintains high quality and integrity as her foremost principles. Lama Karma Drubgyu Wangmo of France. Since 1993, the Venerable has lived in Dagpo Kundrel Ling Monastery in Bolette, France. During this period, she cultivated her spiritual development with 7 years in retreat as a recluse. She began studying Chinese medicine at the age of 20 and initially intended to set up her Chinese medical practice in Paris. However, by the time she completed her retreats, she devoted her life to Buddhist chaplaincy in the French correctional system, particularly serving inmates who were from former French colonies where Buddhism is practiced. Actually, she is the first national Buddhist prison chaplain. She represents her congregation from the Kagyupa lineage of Tibetan Buddhism as an administrator with the Buddhist Union of France, UBF, and also serves as the coordinator of 20 Buddhist chaplains at 40 municipal prisons. She received the French National Medal of Honor, the Medal of the Knights of the National Order of Merit. Bhikkhuni Lama Karma Drukpyu Wangmo states, "Whenever you are completely present in any situation, there's an immense joy connected with being in the heart of the moment, a gift that she receives from her prison chaplaincy." Bhikkhuni Chang'an Shi of Taiwan. Bhikkhuni Chang'an took refuge in the Triple Gems and led her whole family to study Buddhism together. She enrolled her son, 3 daughters, and even her husband to become monastics. Finally, she ordained. On both sides of the Taiwan Strait, there have been such great masters whom she has supported and learned from. She has supported all kinds of pujas, activities, construction, ordination gatherings, etc., with her heart and money from a gold and jewelry business with the intention to protect the Triple Gem. Each year, along with Venerable Ru Song, she supports the National Dharma Meeting for more than 1,400 venerable monastics as they lead their devotees to develop the spirit of caring for the Triple Gems. Bhikkhuni Chang'an encourages 500 to 600 children annually to work hard and offers scholarships at the Buddha bathing ceremony. She donated a fire truck to the Pingtong Fire Department, food stocks to the elderly in the community, nursing homes, orphanages, enlightenment centers, local charitable activities, and even provides funds for the annual electric bill for street lights in order to ensure public safety. Bhikkhuni Chang'an makes fruitful community outreach. Kamesi Garuma of Nepal. Born in 1967, she, without a mother, was raised by her father along with her 4 siblings. She found herself in close proximity to monks and nuns. The allure of Buddhism beckoned throughout encounters with the most venerable nun, Dhammawati Garuma. In 1990, she and her childhood friend embarked on the path to become nuns. She studied in Kathmandu and then in Sri Lanka. Lumbini resonated with her heart. She rode her bicycle and taught Dhamma at the Lumbini Harayati Center. Then she established the Lumbini Jian Prabha School for underprivileged children. She became involved in various local organizations and now serves Lumbini, its organizations and foundations in many roles as founder, president, spiritual director, coordinator, executive committee member, contributing to the growth and development of the region. Bhikkhuni Kamesi Garuma is the abbess of the International Gautami Nuns Temple in Lumbini and plants seeds of compassion throughout the region of Lumbini, which are fostering a legacy of enlightenment and service to humanity. Clear Grace Dayananda of the United States of America. Bhikkhuni Clear Grace Dayananda carries forward both Theravada and Mahayana lineages. If someone is seeking to embark on an introspective journey, then she certainly can serve as a guiding light to inspire self-discovery and encourage fierce reconciliation through her compassionate understanding. Formerly a successful executive, she left it behind, and one day she also left her monastery behind. She packed her things into a van and began a 2.5-year journey across the South in the USA to teach the Dhamma and bring service to the streets. She describes herself as a black queer monastic, and she is taking a stand to share the Dharma with African Americans. In her van, the first thing noticeable is the altar to the Buddha, teachers, and ancestors. During her Dhamma journey, she has looked at the root of homelessness, poverty, gentrification, and political radicalized violence. She does her early morning walking meditation down the main street of towns and cities, being present and meeting people. Her journey has led her to Louisiana, where she plans to establish a meditation center. Of Taiwan, Mei Ru Huang wishes to benefit immeasurable sentient beings. With gratitude in her heart for the triple gems, Mei Ru Huang established the Yun Lin County Jude Merit Association to keep the Dhamma alive in this world. She has supported the Sangha Medical Care Association, the Compassion Sangha Association, and the International Chinese Buddhist Sangha Fasting Merit Association. Mei Ru Huang is an honorary director of the Tzu Chi Buddhist Compassion Relief Foundation and has participated directly in international emergency relief operations. Mei Ru Huang envisioned opportunities to connect with various countries and sentient beings around the world, thanks to her faith in the Triple Gems. She has directed directly supported orphanages in Thailand and Myanmar, nursing homes, drug rehabilitation centers, and the IBS Shramanera School in Nepal. Charity projects such as Jian Lachamri Malaysian Nursing Home, offerings to monastics in southern India, the construction of stupas in Sikkim, and Buddha statues in Bhutan and Thailand. On the Bodhisattva path, Mei Ru Huang volunteers support in Africa at the African Education and Poverty Alleviation Project of the Amitofo Care Center, and accepted in 2023 a leadership role to propagate Buddhism in Africa.